Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm one of the archivists with the JPMorgan Chase Corporate History Program. We're the department responsible for preserving the history and heritage of the firm from its founding in 1799 to the present day. That means we collect artifacts, artwork, records, documents, old advertisements, and photographs, anything that tells the story of JPMorgan Chase and its over 1,200 predecessor institutions. And one of the ways we share those stories about the firm and its history are through exhibits like the one I'm standing in front of. The exhibit behind me is designed to mimic what a turn of the 20th century banking hall would have looked like, using artifacts and records from JPMorgan Chase's predecessor banks. Our hope is that someone will walk into this space and will feel like they've been transported back in time to the early 1900s and are actually walking into a bank branch as either an employee or a customer or client. Our department is lucky enough to have these records and artifacts because of the foresight of one individual, David Rockefeller. David Rockefeller was the chairman of Chase Manhattan Bank, and in 1975, he decided to establish the Chase Manhattan Archives, which is one of the reasons we still exist today. So what we've done for you today is we've taken out a couple of our earliest and most historic artifacts, and we have them on display for you. They're actually, they normally live in our storage room, which is right behind us. So I'm standing here with Virginia. And Virginia, what do we have here?
So we have here one of our earliest records. This is the charter for the Manhattan Company.
So the Manhattan Company was founded in 1799 by Alexander Hamilton, Aaron Burr, and a number of other prominent New Yorkers, not as a bank, but as a water company. In the late 1700s, New Yorkers had very little access to clean water, and so this group of men decided to help improve New York City's sanitation and the welfare of its residents. They would draft a charter for a water company. But we're oftentimes asked, that's great that New York City has a water company, but how does this transform into our bank?
So in this charter, Aaron Burr quietly inserted a clause that allowed the water company to open up a bank with any excess capital, which they did within 6 months, founding the Bank of the Manhattan Company.
What's interesting is the water company remained in operation until 1842, but the Bank of the Manhattan Company continued to operate until 1955, when it merged with Chase National to form Chase Manhattan Bank. And then in 2000, Chase Manhattan Bank merged with JPMorgan & Company to form today's JPMorgan Chase.
Exactly.
So we do like to say that our bank was founded not as a bank, but actually as a water company.
Correct.
So talking about the water company, we have a couple of other artifacts on display for you today. So what do we have here?
So we have one of our earliest ledgers. This ledger contains a list of subscribers to the water company, among which you might recognize the name Aaron Burr.
And if we had time, we could scroll through more pages in this ledger, and we'd be able to mention several more prominent New Yorkers who were also some of the original stockholders of the Manhattan Company. And now we have a log.
So this is actually an original water pipe from the Manhattan Company. In 1799, they laid over 6 miles of hollowed-out pine logs in the streets of Lower Manhattan, allowing the water to flow from the reservoir to the homes and businesses in that area.
And when the water company ceased its operations in 1842, the city or the company never really dug up the remaining wooden pipes. They just let the city grow on top of them. So periodically, we'll get calls from government agencies letting us know that they've uncovered a pipe or 2 or 10.
Mm-hmm. Yes, actually, earlier this year, we received 10 pipes from that are over 10 feet long, so a little more difficult to display for you today, but they are in our storage facility.
So we hope you've enjoyed the artifacts we pulled for you today, and follow us on social media for more interesting and historic material from the JPMorgan Chase Corporate History Program.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining.